Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be working on EDNA bracelet. And look at this gorgeousness, isn't it beautiful? Now we already did the long necklace and we already did all the charms. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box to the charm tutorial. We already made them, 6 of them for the whole set. And I'm gonna leave a link to a long necklace tutorial as well that we did a couple tutorials back. So today we're gonna work on the bracelet. Now we will need one of the charms. I'm gonna be using the orange one. To go with the orange, I think blue turquoise will look nice here. Then you will need same 50 nodes that you used for embellishment here, just small amount to go around here. You'll need the clasp. I'm gonna be using the same magnetic clasp. Beading needle size 10, Nymo. I'm gonna be using white to go with turquoise, and of course you'll need scissors to cut the thread. So go ahead, get the materials ready. I would suggest to take about 2 yards for each side. Depending on the size of your wrist, you might want to take longer, shorter, but mine is 2 yards enough. If you want to, mine is like 16 centimeters, I think, about 6.5 inches. So if you want a longer bracelet, I would suggest to take more thread as well. So I'm gonna go ahead, thread my needle with 2 yards, and then we'll get to work. So I have all my materials ready. I have my 11 O's, I have my 50 O's. I forgot to mention you might want to use a sharp pick. That's how I start off my craw. If you know how to start off craw on your own way, go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna pick up 4 11 O's. I'm gonna drop it down and I'm gonna leave a short tail that I can sew in later. That's all we're gonna need it for, just to sew in, make 1 or 2 loops and then 1 or 2 knots, and then it's done. So I'm gonna make 2 overhand knots here, just to make sure that those 4 beads are gonna stay in place once we set it on a pick. If you've been watching all my tutorials, especially the craw ones, you should be able to do this on your own. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this on the pick, and then I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna take my needle through the first floor bead. So just bear with me, I have quite a long thread now, which is not very comfortable. So I took it through the first bead, which is gonna be first bead of the floor. Pick up 3 11 O's. Go through the same bead through the other side. Go through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11 O's. Go down the side of the first wall and straight through the floor bead. Go through the third bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11 O's. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Go through the last bead of the floor, the 4th bead of the base. Go up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Now go up the side, and all is left is to connect the ceiling, all those 4 beads at the top. You just take your needle through all of them, connecting between each other. And pull the thread. And now we have our first craw unit. Now we do 2 more. Pick up 3 11 O's. Go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Go through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11 O's. Go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Go through the last bead of the floor, and if you can, just go up the side of the first wall straight away. That saves us the time pulling all that thread. Pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Go up the side of the last wall, of the first wall, and connect the ceiling. Two units ready. And then we build 1 more. 3 11-0s, go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Go through the second bead of the floor. Pick up 2 11-0s, go down the side of the last one straight through the floor bead. Go through the third bead of the floor. Pick up 2 beads, go down the side of the last wall straight through the floor bead. Go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 bead, go down the side of the last wall and straight through the floor bead. Now go up the side and connect the ceiling. Now I have 3 units ready. That's easy for me to hold on to now. Now what we do is we create that loop that goes around the charm. That's 12 raw units. So we have to build right angle weave now. This thread, this top of our last CRAW unit is going to be number 1 raw unit. Now we pick up 3 11-0s, go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Now that's 2 raw units. Now I have to be coming out at the top bead. And then when I pull my thread, I'm gonna hold down the beads with my thumb and pull the thread. That way your beads stay in place. Pick up 3 11-0s. Go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Hold down the beads and pull the thread. I'm gonna flip it over. Take my needle to the top bead. When you hold down the beads, your beads stay in place so they don't go around a lot. And so I have 3 units. I'm going to show you how to do it one more time. 3 beads, go through the same bead your thread's coming out of. Go to the top bead. Now if you count, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to have 12 in total, but number 12 we build once we're connecting it into a circle, so it has to be 11 in total instead. So you have 4, make 7 more, so you have 11 in total, and then I'm going to show you how to connect it into the loop. So I have my 11 units. The way you count it is, remember this, the top of our CRAW is 1. So how you count it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're going to take the charm. I'm going to take my needle through. Pick up 1 11-0. See my thread's going that way. I have to go up. See this CRAW? I'm going to go through that edge bead and pull my thread. It's a bit sunny, but I think you can see what I'm doing. Pick up 1 11-0, and then we go back through the first bead that our thread was coming out of. And pull the thread. And that will create the loop as well as the 12th unit. Now I'm just gonna go through that bead and this one just to make sure that last unit is tighter than it is right now. And then I'm gonna take my needle through that side bead, pull the thread, pick up 1/50 go through the next 11 on the side and pull the thread, pick up 1/50 go through the next 11 We're going through all those 11 that are on the edge. Pick up 1/50 go through the next 11 pick up 1/11 go through the next 50 go through the next 11 We are using same 50 that you use to embellish your charm. Pick up 1/50 go through the next 11 and all the way around. And then the last one here. Now you want to go ahead and pull the thread. Look. Looks nice, isn't it? Now we're going to reinforce this loop and just go through all those beads, 11 and 15 Don't miss any beads in between. And now when I'm almost finishing, I want to make sure I come out of this 11 That's the top of the craw. And then pull your thread nice and tight. And now we have to take our needle to the other side. Pick up 50 now. Go through the next 11 Now you do the same thing you did on the other side. Add 50 between all 11 reinforce it, come back, and I'm gonna meet you here. So I went ahead, did the same on the second side, and I'm coming out of that last 11 that's on the side of the craw. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my needle to there, to the other side of the craw, just going through some beads. Now I'm coming out on the top. Don't mind the tail, I'm just gonna hold it down. I'm gonna pick up 3 11 go through the same bead my thread's coming out of, and pull the thread. Go through the second bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 go through the side of the last row and straight through the floor bead. Go through the third bead of the floor, pick up 2 11 go through the side of the last row and straight through the same floor bead. go through the last bead of the floor and straight up the side of the first wall. Pick up 1 11L, go down the side of the last one, straight through the floor bead. Gosh, it is very sunny today. So I'm gonna take my needle to the top and connect the ceiling. And now you probably already guessed, you can just continue all the way until you have the required length on this side. But before you do that, go ahead and add second one here, just like you did the first one. And then you can, gradually keep on adding on both sides until you have the required length. And you just want to make sure they're same length, but you don't have to, measure or count. You just put it next to each other. See, they're same length. That's how you can just measure their same length on both sides. So go ahead, before you add the length here, add the second loop here, just like we did on the first side, and continue until you have your required length minus the length of your clasp. And once you're done, we're gonna meet back here, and then I'm gonna show you how to add the clasp. And just before I continue, once you have like some couple centimeters, like until you get here, you go ahead and get rid of this initial tail. Just, go through some beads, make one knot, go through some beads, cut off the tail. That's all you need. And if you end up having to add new thread, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box to a video called How to Add New Thread. Go check it out and you know how exactly to do that. So I'm gonna see you when we're gonna add the clasp. So I have my bracelet almost ready. I made it slightly longer than my previous one. And if you just look at it, it's identical length on both sides. I already went ahead and connected the clasp on one side, and I'm going to show you how to do that on the second side. So I'm just going to take the second clasp. Look, see the loop? My thread has to be going up and down through that loop. So my thread has to be going through the side of the CRAW. So I'm just gonna take my needle through here, and I think that's where it's supposed to be. Yep. So my thread is now on the side bead. I'm gonna pick up one bead. I have to pick up the second side of the clasp. I just have to make sure it's positioned properly. Pick up second bead, and then go through the same bead my thread's coming out of. Then when I pull my thread, that clasp should position itself. And then I'm gonna reinforce it twice, just going through the beads that we added and through the clasp. So that's reinforced once, and then I'm gonna do it one more time. And then now that it's attached, I can just unclasp it. And then I'm gonna take my needle through the second side bead. Pick up one bead, go through the clasp, pick up second bead, and go through the base bead again. And basically our clasp is attached. Now I have to reinforce this side again. Go through the bead and the clasp, the second bead, through the base, and then one more time. Now it's attached. All I have to do is just get rid of the tail. I'm just gonna go through some beads. Make one knot. through some more beads. Make the second knot here. Then I'm gonna take away my thread away from that knot. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut the thread. Then my bracelet is ready. Aren't they gorgeous? I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to check out the description box for sizes of beads, for quantities, and I will leave the codes of the beads I used today and for this one as well. But for the beads, for the charms and everything, go to the charm tutorial that also will be linked in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.